I can't believe it. This is the biggest win of my career. The tennis world has just witnessed a huge shock in the round of 16 at this week's tournament. Alexandra Eala, the 19-year-old from the Philippines, has completely demolished Jasmijn Gimbrère of the Netherlands in a match that no one saw coming. Fans are stunned. Experts are rechecking their predictions. And Gimbrère? She's still trying to figure out what just happened. But this isn't just a regular upset. This is the story of a young player who has quietly prepared for this moment for months, while the entire tennis world was looking elsewhere. And here is what no one is telling you about this match. Before stepping onto the court, Alexandra Eala was completely underestimated. Gimbrère was the #1 favorite for the championship. The odds were heavily skewed towards her, but Eala knew something others didn't. In the weeks leading up to the tournament, Eala was secretly studying every single weakness in Gimbrère's game. She didn't tell anyone. No social media posts. Just work, preparation, waiting, translation. This is the tactic that the smartest athletes always use, striking when the opponent is overconfident. But what makes this match special is not just the victory. It's the way Eala won. The first set, Gimbrère was in complete control. 6-2 easy, confident, perhaps too confident. The second set, Eala started to change tactics. Gimbrère began to look confused. Her face, that stressed out face every tennis fan recognizes, started to appear. 6-3 to Eala. The third set, that's where everything exploded. 7-5. Eala won after 2 hours and 47 minutes of absolute struggle. It wasn't a perfect match, but it was a strategic match. And if you enjoy this kind of deep analysis, you're in the right place. This is Pro Tennis 360, where we don't just watch tennis, we decode it. Or let doubt creep in and struggle for the rest of the season. Keep replaying this loss. Lose confidence. Start second-guessing decisions. Which path will she choose? Time will tell. But let's be honest, this isn't just about tennis. This is about representation. Eala is the first Filipina player to make serious waves on the WTA Tour in years. Every time she wins, millions of young girls in the Philippines see themselves in her. They see possibility. They see proof that someone from their country can compete with the best in the world. This represents something bigger than one match. This is about players from smaller countries proving that they belong at the highest level. About working hard in silence instead of making noise. About showing up and doing the work when the cameras aren't watching. And here is the beautiful thing about it. In an era of instant gratification and social media hype, Eala gave us a reminder that real work happens in private. Success is the result of preparation that no one sees. You can imagine how many hours she spent in the gym when her friends were partying. How many early mornings when her body was aching. How many moments of doubt she had to overcome. Nobody sees that part. They just see the final score. So what did we actually witness today? A perfect storm of the underdog who prepared perfectly, the favorite who underestimated her opponent, mental toughness triumphing over pure talent, strategy beating assumption. And honestly, that's beautiful, because in sports, we love these moments. Can Alexandra Eala maintain this momentum and become the next big thing on the WTA? Or will this be just a one-hit wonder? And what about Gimbrère? Will she bounce back from this devastating loss? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you like this kind of deep dive analysis, breakdowns of psychology, strategy, and the stories behind screen, subscribe to Pro Tennis 360. We don't just cover tennis, we decode it. Hit that subscribe button because the WTA Tour is heating up, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. In tennis, as in life, no one cares about excuses. Alexandra Eala. 2. Jasmijn Gimbrère. 1. That's progress. See you in the next video. And here's the question everyone is asking right now. Did Gimbrère underestimate her opponent? Or did Eala plan this victory months in advance? Because when you rewatch the footage, when you analyze every point, every tactical shift, something is fundamentally wrong with the way Gimbrère played the final set. Listen, we are about to deep dive into every detail of this match. We'll talk about psychology, about tactics, about what happened behind the scenes that the cameras didn't capture. But first, to understand why this victory is so shocking, we need to go back and see who Alexandra Eala is and why no one saw this coming. Okay, let's be real. If you don't follow the WTA closely, you probably haven't heard much about Alexandra Eala. And that's exactly why this victory is so shocking. Alexandra Eala, 19 years old, from Manila, Philippines. She is not a big name. No Grand Slam title yet. Not a top 50 ranking. But here is what everyone misses. Eala is the 2022 US Open Junior Champion. Yeah, you heard right. She dominated the junior circuit 2 years ago, defeating many higher-rated players. But the transition from junior to professional? That's where things get tough. Here's the thing, most junior champion players struggle when entering the professional tour. The pressure increases. Opponents are stronger. Expectations are higher. Many players don't make it through. But Eala is different. Over the past 18 months, she has been quietly working with a new team, changing her playing style, improving her mental game. No drama, no scandals, just work. I can't believe it. This is the biggest win of my career. The tennis world has just witnessed a huge shock in the round of 16 at this week's tournament. Alexandra Eala, the 19-year-old from the Philippines, has completely demolished Jasmijn Gimbrère of the Netherlands in a match that no one saw coming. Fans are stunned. Experts are rechecking their predictions. And Gimbrère? She's still trying to figure out what just happened. But this isn't just a regular upset. This is the story of a young player who has quietly prepared for this moment for months, while the entire tennis world was looking elsewhere. And here is what no one is telling you about this match. Before stepping onto the court, Alexandra Eala was completely underestimated. Gimbrère was the #1 favorite for the championship. The odds were heavily skewed towards her, but Eala knew something others didn't. In the weeks leading up to the tournament, Eala was secretly studying every single weakness in Gimbrère's game. She didn't tell anyone. No social media posts. Just work, preparation, waiting, translation. This is the tactic that the smartest athletes always use, striking when the opponent is overconfident. But what makes this match special is not just the victory. It's the way Eala won. The first set, Gimbrère was in complete control. 6-2 easy. Confident. Perhaps too confident. The second set, Eala started to change tactics. Gimbrère began to look confused. Her face, you know that stressed out face every tennis fan recognizes, started to appear. 6-3 to Eala. The third set, that's where everything exploded. 7-5. Eala won after 2 hours and 47 minutes of absolute struggle. It wasn't a perfect match, but it was a strategic match. And if you enjoy this kind of deep analysis, you're in the right place. This is Pro Tennis 360, where we don't just watch tennis, we decode it. But here is the problem with overconfidence. Gimbrère publicly said in a pre-match interview that she was aiming for the semi-final, not the quarter. Semi-final, which means she was looking past Eala and thinking about the next opponent. Wow, what a surprise when that backfired. Let me break down Gimbrère's psychology going into this match for you. Confidence? Yes. Preparation? Yes. Respect for the opponent? Not enough. And that is the fatal weakness. In tennis, especially at this level, attitude is everything. You can have the best technique in the world, but if you step onto the court thinking the match is already decided, you've already lost. Because tennis isn't just physical, it's mental warfare. It's about who stays calm under pressure, who adapts faster, who wants it more when everything's on the line. And Gimbrère, with all her talent and experience, committed the cardinal sin of competitive sports. She assumed victory before earning it. Here's what makes this absolutely ironic. Gimbrère once said in an interview last year that the thing she hated most was when opponents underestimated her. She said it made her feel disrespected. She said it fuels her fire, makes her play harder. pushes her to prove everyone wrong. But guess what? She just did exactly that to Eala. The irony. Brutal. This is the lesson that every athlete, from beginners to professionals, needs to tattoo into their brain. Respect every opponent. Not because they might beat you, but because disrespect makes you vulnerable. It makes you complacent, careless, predictable. And, in high-level tennis, predictable equals beatable. Gimbrère walked onto that court thinking she already won. Eala walked on knowing she had to earn every single point. Guess which mindset wins more often? Alright, let's pause for a second and go into the match details. Because this is where you really see the genius in Eala's game plan. Set 1. The setup. 6-2 Gimbrère. Gimbrère completely dominated. Strong serve. Aggressive forehand. Perfect return placement. Eala looked like she was struggling. Gimbrère's fans had already started celebrating. Social media called it an expected blowout. But here is what they didn't see. Eala wasn't just losing, she was learning. Think about that for a second. While Gimbrère was collecting easy points, Eala was collecting data. Every rally, she was testing Gimbrère's responses. Hit to the backhand. How does she react? Deep shot. Does she move forward or stay back? Short ball. Does she attack or play safe? She was trying different angles, observing patterns, building a mental map of Gimbrère's game. This wasn't panic. This was strategic observation. Translation. She was letting Gimbrère think she was dominating, while actually gathering intelligence for the next sets. It's brilliant when you think about it. Most players panic when losing the first set badly. They try to change everything immediately. Force shots. Take risks. Play desperate. Not Eala. She stayed patient. Stayed calm. Executed phase 1 of the plan. Learn the opponent's rhythm. Find the weaknesses. Identify the patterns. And that is exactly what she did. By the end of set 1, Eala knew exactly what she needed. Gimbrère's backhand weakens after extended rallies. She commits to aggressive plays early in points. She struggles with change of pace. All valuable intel. All worth losing the first set to acquire. Because in tennis, just like in chess, sometimes you sacrifice material to gain positional advantage. Set 2. The adjustment. 6-3 Eala. This is where everything started to change. Suddenly, mysteriously, magically, Eala's shots were landing exactly where Gimbrère didn't want them. Perfect placement into Gimbrère's backhand. Not accidentally, not lucky, calculated. She had realized in set 1 that Gimbrère's backhand dipped after 5 to 6 long rallies. So what did she do? Extended every rally. Forced Gimbrère into defensive positions. Made her hit 7, 8, 9 shots before going for the winner. And guess what happened? Gimbrère started committing unforced errors. Her face, that tight-jawed look that every tennis fan recognizes, started to appear. Frustration mounting. Body language changing. Confidence cracking. And you know what happened next? Gimbrère started changing tactics. But not strategic changes based on analysis. These were panic changes based on emotion. She abandoned the game plan, started going for bigger shots earlier, taking more risks, playing reactive instead of proactive. That's the difference between experienced mental toughness and pretending to have it. True mental strength is sticking to your plan when things get difficult. Fake mental strength is changing everything when pressure arrives. Gimbrère showed which category she belongs to. Meanwhile, Eala stayed ice cold. No celebration after winners. No frustration after errors. Just execution. Point by point. Game by game. Mechanical. Precise. Relentless. 6-3. Suddenly the match was tied. Suddenly Gimbrère's easy semi-final path wasn't looking so easy anymore. Set 3. The collapse. 7-5 Eala. The final set was a masterclass in mental warfare. Pure psychological chess played at the highest level. Gimbrère was leading 5-4, serving for the match. She should have closed it right there. Experience, ranking, home crowd advantage, everything in her favor. But instead, double fault, unforced error, Another double fault. Tight forehand into the net. Eala breaks serve. 5-5. The entire stadium went silent. You could feel the shift in energy. Gimbrere's confidence evaporating. Eala's belief solidifying. Now let's be honest, this isn't just about tennis skills anymore. This is about who is mentally stronger when the pressure is at its peak, who can handle the moment when everything's on the line. And history gave us the answer. Gimbrère has built her career on being an aggressive player. Fire, emotion, intensity. She plays with her heart on her sleeve, wears her emotions openly, uses anger as fuel. But that is also her weakness, because that same intensity that makes her dangerous also makes her self-destruct when things don't go according to plan. When she's winning, emotion lifts her up. When she's struggling, emotion tears her down. It's a double-edged sword. And in set 3, we saw the sharp edge. Eala, completely different story. She was cold as ice, gave Gimbrère nothing to feed off. No visible emotion, no reaction, no drama, just tennis, point after point. No early celebration, no assumption of victory. Just execute the next shot, then the next one, then the next one. 7-5, game over, match over, upset complete. The story writes itself. Now here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. And this is what the mainstream media is not telling you. According to reports from inner player circles, Eala's coach leaked a private conversation after the match, and it reveals everything about the preparation for this moment. Apparently, Eala told her coach 2 weeks before the tournament, Gimbrère plays like she's already won before the match starts. That's her weakness. I'm going to make her doubt herself. Think about that. She called out this exact strategy 2 weeks ago. Not a lucky guess. Not an accident. This was a calculated takedown based on psychological profiling. And honestly, you gotta respect that level of preparation. This isn't a teenager getting a lucky upset. This is a professional athlete executing a sophisticated game plan against a higher-ranked opponent. That's a completely different level of tennis intelligence. But here's what makes this even spicier. Word on the street is that Gimbrere's team knew about this scouting, but dismissed it as unimportant. They thought that Eala didn't have enough experience to execute a game plan under the pressure of an actual match. They thought knowing the plan and being able to stop it were two different things. And technically, they were right. But they underestimated one factor: Eala's mental toughness. How'd that work out? Listen, this is the lesson that every athlete needs to learn. Never underestimate someone who has nothing to lose playing against someone who has everything to prove. Eala walked onto that court knowing no one expected her to win. Zero pressure, only opportunity. If she loses, expected. If she wins, career-making. Gimbrère walked on thinking she should win. Must win. Expected to win. Instant pressure. Fear of failure. Worry about what people will say if she loses. Completely different mental state. Guess which mindset wins more often? Okay, so what does this upset actually mean for both players moving forward? Because results don't exist in a vacuum. Every match has consequences. Every upset creates ripple effects. For Eala, this is a career-defining moment. Suddenly, she is no longer that junior champion who hasn't done anything on the main tour. She is the girl who beat the favorite in one of the most dramatic comebacks this season. That's a completely different narrative. Sponsors? They are paying attention now. She just proved she can compete under pressure. Media? Phones are ringing off the hook. Everyone wants an interview with the giant killer. Next opponents? They can't ignore her anymore. They have to prepare seriously. But here is the crucial thing. A big upset can be a blessing or a curse. Everything depends on how the player handles what comes next. If Eala handles this pressure the wrong way, it can overwhelm her. Sudden attention, increased expectations, everyone watching her next match. That can crush young players. We've seen it happen before. Talented juniors win a big upset, then crumble under the new pressure. But if she uses it as momentum, if she stays grounded, keeps working, doesn't let ego take over, the sky's the limit. For Gimbrère, this is brutal. There's no other way to put it. She just lost a match she should have won in the most public way possible. Not a close loss to an equal opponent. A comeback loss after leading in the third set to a lower-ranked teenager. Social media is brutal. Haters are having a field day. Tennis forums are dissecting every mistake. And worst of all, she has to face herself in the mirror and ask, what went wrong? And you can tell Gimbrère knows it too. You can see it in the post-match interview. The tight smile, forced professionalism. But eyes don't lie. She's devastated. Let's decode what's actually happening psychologically for both players moving forward. Eala's mental state. She just learned that her game plan works at the highest level. That's huge for confidence. It validates months of preparation, proves her team strategy is sound, confirms she belongs on the tour. But she also has to be careful not to let ego take over. The danger is thinking that one victory means you have made it. You haven't. You just proved you can compete. Now, you have to prove you can do it consistently, against different opponents, different styles, different conditions. One win doesn't make a career. A string of wins does. Gimbrère's mental state. This is where things get complicated. She has two options. Use this as a wake-up call and come back stronger. Learn from the mistakes. Fix the weaknesses. Come back hungrier.